If you've never ordered plants by mail and you're wondering what that experience is like, today's video might just be for you. Stick around. Hi there, my name is Angela. I'm a home gardener growing here in my southwestern Ohio, U.S. Zone 6 garden, and I have ordered plants by mail a number of times now. This is my first time ordering from American Meadows, and we're going to do the unboxing together. I have went ahead and opened it up, but I haven't taken anything out. These plants just arrived today. I wanted to get the box open so they could start getting some light and some air. I don't know how long they've been boxed up, but we're going to take the plants out together. I'm going to share with you what I ordered, what they sent me, and how everything looks. And I'll also share with you guys where I'm planning to plant these particular plants around my property based on their requirements. So if you're ready, I'm going to go ahead and read from the packing list the things that I got, and then we'll take everything out of the box and see how it looks. Let's get going. I've got my little packing slip here, so forgive me for not looking at the camera. I ordered 2 yellow prairie grass. I'm just going to use the common names, FYI. 1 balmy purple bee balm, 1 brigadoon St. John's wort, 1 common ironweed, 1 blue vervain, 1 button bush, 3 celandine poppies, and 3 arrow leaf ginger plants. And I did order these over the winter when they were having plant sales, and I was buying plants up little by little over the winter. All these plants are arriving from the different nurseries I purchased from this month in April, and some next month. So I've got my work cut out for me. Let us take a look in the box. I'm going to flip you around. So before we start pulling things out, the only other thing, this is everything that was in the box. The only thing that I took out was in this center section here that's kind of got a big opening. There was some crumbled up like newsprint type paper there just for filler, for packing. And of course the packing label was in there and a planting guide. So let's start getting these plants out of here. And before we do that though, I think it's interesting and nice that they have little compartments in here, so to keep each plant separate a little bit and probably help it stay upright. And when I say compartment, actually it's like a little sleeve that the plant is tucked into right here. So I'm going to take this out. I'm still holding this camera, so this is going to be awkward. I'm going to prop the camera up, so give me just a minute to get you guys set up here. Alright, let's pop this open. Make sure that this is all showing up on the camera. Okay, let's see what we've got here. They've got these packaged really well, I have to say. So far I'm very impressed. And I'm really glad that these are in pots, at least from what I can tell. Most of them are potted up, just because it makes it easier to plant them. A lot of times when you buy online from nurseries, they ship bare root, which is okay, but pots are easier in my opinion. So this is the blue vervain. I'm not going to go into a whole lot of detail on the characteristics of each plant yet, and that's for a couple of reasons. One, I'm still learning what these plants are. We're going to be learning about all these native plants as we go. This is a new endeavor for me. So I'll just read you a little bit from the tag, and later I'm going to show you where these are going to go. So this is called blue vervain. And it's also, I guess the botanical name is Verbena hastata. It's going to get about 3 feet tall by 30 inches wide. Blooms in midsummer to early fall. The bloom color's purple. I'm pretty sure this one likes wet soils or can tolerate them, so I have just the perfect place for this one. Set that aside. And I like these little cylinders here. It's not a cylinder, it's more of a rectangle, but it's really holding the plants very nicely. And I'm just kind of gently reaching in there and popping these little side pieces out, so the plant should just slide right out. This one's kind of getting caught up, and I'm trying to be very careful and ginger with it. I think I see the problem. It's getting hung up on this cardboard there, and there we go. And this one is the Balmy Purple Bee Balm. I'll show you what the picture of it looks like. If these pictures aren't showing up good on the tags, I'll pop a separate picture up. Monarda, I guess that's the Latin name for this. About a foot tall and a foot wide. Blooms in late spring to midsummer, and the bloom color is purple. And what I've gone ahead and done, I already had plotted out where I want these plants to go. So on the packing slip, to make it easy for myself from my paperwork, like my graph paper where it's all plotted out, I just wrote down the location, my little shorthand there, location where things are going to go, like which bed or which area of the property. And then I also noted the size of the plant, the height and the width, to help me know where to place it within that bed. All right, next. Bye pie. All right, we had a little interruption there. Hubs was leaving to go to an appointment, and Amazon came at the same time. So we are going to move along here. And this one is yellow prairie grass. It's, oh goodness, Sorghastrum nutans. It's anywhere from 3 to 8 feet high by a foot to 2 feet, a foot to 2 foot wide. And it blooms in late summer to frost. Color is wheat, the bloom color. Hope that's showing up for you guys. That's going to be a nice grass, and I did get 2 of those. And I think this right here looks to be the second one. This is the only, these 2 yellow prairie grasses are the only ones that I really don't know where I'm going to put just yet, but I will figure that out. And moving on, this is a button bush. This one's going to get pretty big. I think it'll be, if memory serves, well, I can check the tag, but 8 feet tall by 12 feet wide. Yeah, that's the maximum that it'll get. Blooms in mid-spring. Bloom colors are white. I have a special place picked out for that. And this is what the blooms look like. I've been waiting for that one. And moving on. Oh, this one looks pretty. This is St. John's wort. It's Brigadoon. Hypericum calicinum, might be butchering that one. About a foot wide by a foot tall. That's very pretty with a lovely chartreuse color foliage. I don't know if it'll stay that way or not, but we'll find out. And this one is common ironweed. This one will get tall. This one will get up to 6 feet tall and up to 3 feet wide. It blooms in midsummer to fall, and the bloom color is purple. And that is what that looks like. I'm so glad that when I was kind of ordering these plants willy-nilly that I did have a method to my madness, so to speak. Because right now, if I hadn't already thought about this and figured all out ahead of time where it's all going, I might be freaking out a little bit, wondering what I'm going to do with this. Okay, these are bare root and these are arrow leaf ginger. This is a ground cover and I have a place in mind for these. I'm not going to take them out of the plastic yet until I get them in the ground here in a little bit. And then also bare root are celandine poppies. I'm kind of making a mess on my table. It is okay. And that's it. The only things left in here are just these paper packing fillers. So now I've got everything all kind of spread out. I'm going to show you guys on my table here. This is what I'm looking at. Everything's just kind of here. I'm going to start, because I am planning to get these all in the ground today. It's a lovely spring day. I'm just going to take everything over to where it's going to go, and I'll share with you guys where all those places are in case you're interested. It might be helpful for you to see where I'm planting them as far as their light requirements, water requirements. Give me a second here. I'm going to try to maximize my efficiency. Okay. I've got with me my bee balm and ironweed. Those are going to go over to my sunny ridge here. If you guys have been watching my channel recently, then you might recall that I have pretty strong efforts going on planting this new bed that I'm making here. It's kind of, I'm calling it my sunny ridge because it's a sunny ridge over kind of above like a dry creek bed area. So I'm just going to, for now, set these plants down. This is not where they're going to stay, and that's not where they're going to go into the ground. I'll have to figure that out here in a minute. For now, I just want to get these plants roughly where they're going to end up. I think I still have 2 more shipments of plants to come, so I don't want to dilly-dally on getting these into the ground. Next, I have my little bag of celandine poppies here. These are shade lovers, and I don't have an exact place picked out for these, but I'm pretty sure that I want them to go, to give you a reference, there's the house. I want them to go in this general area here because it stays pretty shady. It does get some afternoon sun, but that's okay. It's mostly shady. And next I've got my blue vervain and my St. John's wort. Might make more sense for me to walk you guys all around once I get them planted. Give you kind of the bigger picture, so to speak. I think I will do that. So I'm going to cut it off for now, and once I get these in, we'll do a little tour and I'll show you where everything went. All right, I got everything planted. And it's starting to get pretty hot out now, which I love. I'm not complaining. I'll take a hot day over a cold day almost any day. I'm going to walk you around and show you what I planted where and kind of why, and then we'll wrap it up. I'm going to flip you around and let's go. All right, we're gonna start out here a little further away from the house. And I know I look a mess right now, but I'm filthy dirty from planting. I guess that's the sign of being a good gardener. I'm covered in dirt all the time. So the first one that I got in the ground was right there, and I'll take you in a little bit closer. It's where that mulch is. We'll come back to that here in a second. But before we get to that, the reason I put that button bush there was because I have a plant here. It's a viburnum. And then I have here a chokeberry. Those are new this year. And so that left me with this big open space here that would very, very easily accommodate a plant that could get up to 12 feet wide, which this button bush might. So that is there. And just for a little more context, behind the button bush and to the left, I've got a tree that I put in. I think I just got this in last year. It's kind of all blurring together now, but either last year or 2023. Now there's the tag down at the bottom. I did it last year, and it came in really, really good condition. And out of all the recent trees I've planted, this one by far is doing the best. It's a Shade Master honey locust, native tree. And I think it's just a good tree. Maybe it's in the right spot, or it got off to a good start at the nursery. I don't think I've done anything special to make it look this good, but knock wood, it's doing really well. And on the other side, behind the button bush, but to the right, I've got my tiny little white oak here. Planted that, pretty sure that was in 23. It's only about a foot tall. Get out of the shadow there. And you guys know that oaks tend to grow really slowly, so we'll just keep nurturing him along. And the arrow ginger, I put one here, and then the other one, there should have been 3. They're bare root, and they were all rubber banded together, which I didn't care for that, but I could have lost one when I was trying to get that rubber band off. But the goal is to use that, fill that in as a ground cover below this oak tree. So that's that. I only got 2. I don't think I'm going to say anything to the supplier, just that I'm missing one, because it could have been me when I was trying to get them apart. One could have like flipped off somewhere and landed who knows where. I didn't really like the fact that they were all rubber banded together, bare root, and the tag was rubber banded onto them. And they were already in a sealed up bag, so I didn't see any need to kind of rubber band them together. That was damaging when I took the rubber band off. But we'll talk more about that whole situation in a minute. This is one of the yellow prairie grasses, kind of close to the house. It should get enough sun there for sure. It's a full sun. This is the blue vervain. It's called, the Latin botanical name is Verbena hatata. I keep forgetting that. I'm going to learn these Latin names eventually. This one I've read does tolerate wet feet, wet soil. So this area right through here, when it rains, it comes right through here. So it'll get a lot of water, and it's trying to fill in this area here with plants because it's bare because of the water. And I think I'm still going to continue to try to gravel it over, but all these things take time. We'll get there. Before we go further that way, I'm going to take you in. I'm not going to walk over there, but I'll kind of point you there. So my retaining wall bed along the house there, which unless you're brand new to the channel, you've heard me talk about this bed so much. This was the first area I focused on when I really began doing my landscaping efforts. And it's finally starting to look like something. But in there, I put that Brigadoon St. John's wort. And by the way, if you are brand new to the channel, thanks so much for visiting. I'm so happy that you're here. And then the second yellow prairie grass I put right there. I'll take you in closer, but it's kind of at the entrance. We're going to go further back before we go closer. It's at the entrance to this little walkway leading up to the house. And get you in close there. That's going to get anywhere from 3 to 8 feet tall. And from the pictures, what I'm thinking is that the grassy, there's like a bottom portion, if you will, that's probably the 3 feet tall, and then it sends up the flower spikes. That that might be what the 8 feet tall portion is. I'll pop a picture up here so you can kind of see what the heck I'm talking about. These are not new. I just had to move those pots out of the way because they were sitting right here where my new yellow prairie grass is going. I thought it would look better that way. And moving along, I've got a shady bed. This bed is mostly shady. It's gotten a lot of sun right now, but all the trees haven't filled in here. But in the thick of summer, this is by far almost completely shaded. I had this bed looking really good last year, and now the weeds have kind of taken over. Some of the things that I planted last year are coming back, but not everything. So I'm going to get in there and get that all weeded out. Probably will not add more mulch unless it needs it. But I got the celandine poppy. There was 3 of them, kind of dotted here along the front of this bed. Got a couple of ferns in there, a Jacob's ladder. And yeah, moving along. The last 2 plants are over here. This is a new bed that I've started this year. This gets full sun for sure. So right here we've got balmy purple bee balm. That ought to be really pretty. And down towards the far end of this bed, I've got the blue vervain, it's ironweed. We already looked at for sure. So right here we've got balmy purple bee balm. That ought to be really pretty. And down towards the far end of this bed, I've got the blue vervain, it's ironweed. We already looked at the blue vervain. So common ironweed right there. And I'm pretty sure all my plants in this particular shipment were native plants. It is my goal to plant primarily with native, like 75%. And anything that I choose that's not native to at least like the eastern half of the US, if not locally native, it at least can't be invasive. Those are my criteria as far as native versus non-native. And even this bed, I already see the weeds starting to pop through the mulch, and I didn't really do a good underlayment of cardboard or anything there. So what I think I'm going to do is to get out my horticultural vinegar and give those weeds a good little squirt, as mean as that sounds, but sometimes you got to do it if you want things to look a certain way. And I am planting like crazy. That's my approach, because I feel like I am trying to make up for lost time. We've been here at this place for 13 years, and it took a few years before, well, so much renovation needed to be done to the house, and the grounds were kind of overrun. So just getting everything back up to like a presentable level took a while, and I'm not done yet. I'm gonna turn you around. So it took a number of years being here before I really started getting going with these landscaping efforts, and I feel like I wasted the time. It's okay, everything all in good time, and it'll get there. But because of that, my approach, and because gardens take a long time to grow up, to mature and to look right, to look pretty and look a certain way, filled in, I'm planting like crazy. Every spare penny that I have, I'm spending on plants. And if you guys are here from my other channel, which is a sewing related channel, I'll link it below if you're interested. You know that sewing is my other big love in life, and I'm spending money on fabric. If I'm not spending it on plants, it's going to fabric, but I'm stocked up on fabric for now. Plus, I'm not doing a lot of sewing right now. As we gardeners know, April and May are no joke. Whether you're vegetable gardening, doing landscaping, any kind of planting, April and May are hardcore. There's no time for sewing, not much at least. So I kind of go back and forth between fabric and plants, and that's where all of my allowance goes. And if you are interested, is when I talk about allowance, the way that we do our household finances, without getting into too many details that are like TMI, when we get paid, my husband and I, we pay whatever bills are due at the time, put aside money for groceries, pet food, household things, put money into savings wherever that's going, and then whatever's left we split equally, and that is our allowance that we can spend on anything we want. We don't have to be accountable to each other on what we're spending it on. It's our fun money. So mine goes towards plants and fabric pretty much. Anyway, that was probably TMI. Sorry about that. Anyway, so let's get back to the American Meadows shipment. In the past year and a half, I've been buying from a few different online nurseries, and I was buying, like I mentioned, all through the winter when I would get my allowance, and these places would have plant sales, discounted plants, so that I would have these big shipments coming in without having to outlay a lot of money all at once. So that worked out really well, and I think I'm going to continue to do that. Anyway, I found a couple of good places to buy from. One is Great Garden Plants. I love them so much. The quality of the plants is good. And I have to say, this shipment today, the American Meadows, I was really happy with that too, other than those bare root plants being rubber banded together. And I might reach out to them and just say, hey, I don't think that's necessary, and it might have been damaging. So we'll see if I feel comfortable doing that. I would do it in a nice way too, just as a suggestion. But overall, I was really happy with the plants that I got. They were shipped nicely. The packaging was superb. No complaints there. The plants looked really healthy. And most of them were in pots and not bare roots, so that's good. That's always a plus in my book. It's so much easier to plant, at least for me it is. So I hope that you found that helpful in case you were thinking of buying some plants from online nurseries but weren't sure. I would definitely say give American Meadows a try. And let me know if you found this helpful, and also let all of us know if you have any online nurseries that you would heartily recommend. So thanks again for hanging out with me today, and until next time, just keep planting. Take care.